releasing this, but when we recorded this, Kai, something happened this weekend, and like,
Did it?
It shouldn't. It should never have happened. It wasn't supposed to happen. But it's in a line of other things that wasn't supposed to happen this year, and it happened anyways.
All those ghosts are coming out of the closet, Kush. They're coming for you. When you swore on the mountaintop, you proclaimed that these would not happen. They're happening. This is unprecedented.
The Zack Snyder cut of Justice League came out this weekend, and I watched it just out of curiosity, just because it wasn't a thing, and now it is a thing, and because it was such a thing, like, might as well, like, you got to have an opinion about it. Like, it's not even it's a whole other thing now, man. It's
so I haven't seen it. So for the rest of us here, could you clarify? He went in and cleaned it up, right, and tightened it down to like a nice tight 92 minutes, correct?
Oh, quite the opposite.
Oh no!
I mean, it was a big movie to begin with. You got six main characters, all trying to mingle with each other.
Whole pantheon standing there.
Yeah. Let's not get into the plot. There are plenty of podcasts and YouTube videos talking about the plot and this and that and the other. I want to talk. Look, man, the subject of remakes come up all the time. And like,
oh yeah,
don't remake Back to the Future. You know, like, and other people are like, you should remake the bad movies. And
we've talked specifically about that.
The Justice League that came out in 2017, it wasn't a good movie. All right, but when you compared it to like a Batman versus Superman, it was perfectly fine compared to that. In fact, many people compared it to like, oh, this reminds me of watching the Super Friends on a Saturday morning. Like, it's the plot doesn't make sense at all, but all the colors are boosted and there are jokes in specific spots. And despite the fact that Warner Brothers tried to make this as far from a Marvel movie, they ended up just making it a Marvel movie. And so people were just like, I didn't know what the hell was happening, but you know what? That was entertaining. Okay. You know, strong C+.
Those brave souls that went on a limb.
And like, there's just all this backstory about how we got to that thing. So like the Justice League movie was originally going to be 2 movies. And depending on who you listen to now, like, it was either going to be it was going to be 2 2-hour movies, or now it's going to be like 2 4-hour movies. We're never getting this Justice League Part 2, but like, again, going back to let's remake bad movies, like, this is the remake. This is the remake you've always talked about. Like, people are always just like, I don't know if you should remake RoboCop, but if you had the opportunity to like take the entire cast, use all the footage, kind of just like,
oh, and the studio bankrolls you too.
Well, someone has to bankroll it, because look, this you've got Blade Runner, and that thing has like 4 or 5 different cuts. Okay, you've got Highlander 2, which has like 3 or 4 different cuts. Okay, they've always tried to make it the movie it wanted to be. It's all labors of love and whatnot, but this thing just it's something different, man. Like, I can't. It's haunting me in my sleep. I can't absorb enough information on it. I don't really want to see the movie again, but I'm fascinated with the story of how it is now a thing. Again, it wasn't going to be a thing. It didn't exist. It was the quote unquote Snyder cut before 2 weeks ago. It was literally just unfinished. Like, special effects weren't done. There wasn't a credits. Even, music wasn't complete. There's placeholders. There's a little title card that says footage not here yet. That was the Snyder cut.
This gets lumped in with how the fans, quote unquote, also changed the Sonic movie.
Okay. Yeah.
This is happening example. Where if people are going to speak up, like, again, Twitter warriors, I have disdain, but at the same time, like, this shit just happened in front of our eyes. Like, I'm surprised, because we came from a place, I mean, just wondering, like, what Firefly go away? And things can be wished, nay, clapped back into existence via fandom. And I have not seen the original Justice League. I may not watch this one. I don't really care for where they're going, but at the same time, I'm in awe that studios are listening at this level. Like, it's impressive.
Again, you still had so many variables. Like COVID was a thing this year, so like the studios were halted. They're like, we have to make something. Okay, we can't just not make anything. So like, this is a thing now. It's almost finished. Let's just put throw a couple $100 into it, and it'll be fine. We got this new platform we're debuting. Eyeballs will be on it. Like, it's this very fantastic, perfect storm. Kai, name a movie 10 years ago that was bad. Just any of them. It doesn't matter. Just one. Mediocre even.
They fall out of your memory. Like, why would I hang on to bad movies, Kush?
Fair enough. It's 2011. 2011. Think of a movie, 2011.
Let's see. What was
pull up the IMDb. You got that shit in front of you, baby.
Okay. Can I?
Please.
If and we have done this on Kush and Kai, if someone with capable hands could redo the Justin Timberlake vehicle in time.
Okay. So that's a great example. Here's why you won't, if you ever did get a remake of In Time, you won't get the same thing as the Snyder cut. So here's what's up. We're talking 11 years ago. Justin Timberlake is 11 years older. I guess we got the de-aging software now, so it's possible, but it's highly unlikely that anyone wants to revisit that project, even to refilm like 5 minutes of footage, which is apparently what was done for this movie.
We didn't need Timberlake in that to begin with, unless we go back and now he's singing and dancing in this version. I could go for a musical In Time. I know it's not your bag, but I could go for a singing and dancing In Time.
You know what, Kai? I would be right there next to you. I'd be like, is this happening? This is happening. Let's do this.
I would watch the shit out of that movie where there's musical numbers for no reason, because there's a lot of that movie that doesn't make a lot of sense. So why not sing and dance? They would make it more watchable. Also, 2011, very, very prescient Green Lantern came out that year.
They've been trying to remake that forever. I don't
know. I heard Snyder was denied a Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern cameo in that because they want to redo Green Lantern. And I think the actor is going to be black. So they're like, we got to keep that one off the table. But that would have been awesome. I mean, I might have watched it just for that.
I understand Zack Snyder didn't collect a cent on this and did that solely for 100% creative control. So I don't believe that. I don't believe HBO said you can't have Ryan Reynolds be in this movie as anything. Having said that, though, whatever. Yeah, again, the In Time remake, dude, you wouldn't have Justin Timberlake and that other lovely young lady who goes, forgetful. Who would be in the In Time movie in 2022, Kai, real quickly? It doesn't have to be a pop star, but just
okay. Look, no, we're gonna go with Timothy Chalamet.
Why not?
He's gonna headline this thing. I don't know the young lady, but gosh, can
we get Zendaya in there?
Okay. Yep. No, we're throwing bombs here. Like, we would watch this. There's a little more racial. There's a racial bent on this one. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you could do some more stuff with that, other than just the lily whites that are endangered. You could change it up.
Watch the shit out of that.
I would watch
Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya in Time.
Woo! And then Justin Timberlake shows up for a musical number. He's definitely
on the soundtrack.
Maybe he plays one of those guys at the casino that's like, we control all of the things. I mean, yeah, that I would watch.
You would have to insist that he does a cameo, but I'm not going to hold my breath because he is JT. So
he is JT. You can't bottle him. You can't control him. I don't presume to understand his schedule.
And don't try.
Anyway, but guys, that was Snyder Watch. Thanks for joining us. I mean, he has proposed not just the sequel, but he had laid out 2 other movies that were coming after that. One of them, I read some tidbits about where the new Batman was Superman and Lois's kid who doesn't have any powers.
Just throwing it out here, Kai. You're just hearing this out of context. Lois Lane wakes up in the middle of the night alone in her bed. Superman is dead still in this scene. She looks on her end table. There's an EPT test, and she just walks into the bathroom. End of context.
Boom.
Flash all the way into the movie. Hey, there Batman, thanks for buying my mom's farm. Appreciate it. We love you. Lois and Ma Kent are carrying a bassinet into the house. And you're like, so she's pregnant?
Yeah.
But Superman's, but how long has Superman been dead? Like, I think that I was positive this, someone said like, it's been a year since Superman died. Oh no. What's happening?
Flash is like, whoa. Don't look at me.
So there's still question marks in the Snyder cut, but
question marks.
One more thing, dude. Like, people are saying this is good compared to the 2017 version, but no one really liked the 2017 version. And if there wasn't a Joss Whedon and there wasn't a tragedy in Zack Snyder's family, like this movie wouldn't have been 4 hours. Like, at best 3 hours. Okay. At best 3 hours. At best 3 hours for Zack Snyder. But that would be a completely different movie on its own. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is. I'm like Doctor Strange here, man. I'm seeing like 14 million possibilities here. like what's going on, dude?
Well, you've been thrust into this situation too, where we were both saying like, well, that's not going to happen. And then it does. And then they do. Like, we just have to deal with reality on reality's terms, Kush. You're just coping. I understand. Like, it's a lot.
Bill and Ted 3 is a thing now, Kai. Coming to America 2 happened. We're on the cusp of a Space Jam 2. There are no rules anymore, dude.
No.
There are no rules.
No, you can just read.
Speaking of no rules, man, the Black Widow movie is now coming to Disney Plus. It'll still have a theatrical engagement, but you'll have the privilege of paying an extra $30 to see it on July 9th.
Oh, good stuff.
This was not going to happen.
We went on the lam with Raya and the Last Dragon, and listen, Vietnamese Mulan was pretty good. They did a pretty good job for what you would expect a Disney movie to be. Like, it was the kids were entertained, so mission accomplished. Like, it was good. Awkwafina, a little rough as the dragon. Again, your only comparison is Eddie Murphy. So that's
Awkwafina doing a lot of wacky stuff and just talking.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not. It's not any. Yeah,
that's your thing. That's your thing.
It's not even her. I'm just. Yeah, it's a tough role to land because you're creating an imaginary character. She tries, but overall, movie great.
I want to see more dramatic Awkwafina. I don't want to see comedy Awkwafina. I like dramatic Awkwafina.
Dramatic Awkwafina. It's good times. All right.
Powerful sniff.
Let's move on from some of the remake talk to other
From the BosNet family,